Thing gonna stop? Is the show gonna end before we're done with it?
No, I have done several diagnostic checks, and it has run for hours. I let it run like for 3 hours. It recorded for 3 hours. It recorded for an hour. It recorded for 5 minutes. It recorded for 5 hours. I have no idea why the show. And yes, for everyone that sent stuff in, yeah, I'm a fucking idiot. That was my favorite one. He goes, what they say? He goes, there's 3 real idiots. He goes, but you're a real fucking idiot. That was what somebody said.
Because we had the best show we've ever
That's
done.
what the guy said. Yeah. I got
ended. It just ended in mid-sentence because we didn't have enough space or something like that. So
I think it was
what was the last 20 minutes of the show we lost?
We lost 5 minutes and 1 second, or 4 minutes and 58 seconds, some shit like that.
See, I thought you did it on purpose to create more mystique.
No. I think it was a space thing. I had so many shows. I didn't like get rid of stuff, and I just fucked it up. Yeah, the best show ever. I know. Yeah. It's you know what? It's what I do. If we had a goddamn engineer, I wouldn't have to worry about this.
Remember that one football game where it was like going to the fourth quarter, then they cut it out to broadcast Heidi on TV like years ago?
That was a Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Super Bowl.
That was actually like the first or second Super Bowl.
This is going to be the greatest thing.
Yeah, it was the Raiders and
let's cut to Heidi.
Yeah. He fades back, and there we get. Wait, hold on. I get my play-by-play guy. You're watching a man run. I'm going to tell you that he's running. Yeah. You're watching a man throw. I need to tell you that he's throwing. And then my compadre here is going to tell you why he threw there and why it was so stupid. Yeah, I was watching Monday Night Football last night. No Peyton and Eli.
Oh,
and I just had to
saw
listen.
That. And I know they said that a couple
Troy
last week.
Aikman. If there is a bigger douchebag on the planet than
Why?
Troy Aikman,
I love listening to those guys.
No,
I think they do a great job.
I don't. I don't like Buck. I don't like Aikman.
I love Joe Buck.
Oh, Joe Buck's still there?
Yeah, Joe,
those guys are,
Chip, Pete.
Doesn't he get like hair implants? I think
Bucky
like
Buckington.
He's like addicted to hair implants. That's what I heard. Joe Buck.
Joe Buck?
He's addicted
to hair implants. Yeah.
Well, if he's addicted to hair plants, then he would actually have some hair.
Implants.
How can you be addicted to hair implants?
I just read this, and then
is his body covered? Is he like a wolf man?
And then I heard they get drunk. I heard they get drunk like they do tequila, like and not obviously in front of the camera, but like when the camera's not watching, they're doing like drinks sometimes.
You mean like? Hold on a second. You mean like while they're broadcasting?
I don't know exactly if they're broadcasting.
So let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. With all the people that are in that room when they're doing it, right? There's stats guys and cameramen. And by the way, there's tons of stats guys, and Troy Aikman still can't get anybody's fucking name right, okay? But all the people there, you think they're sneaking off to the side and doing tequila. That's what you believe,
Maybe not right then and there.
Hold on a second. Oh, and you did bring the proof that the Democrats stole the election, because if you believe that, you also believe in Bigfoot. Yeah, tequila, Bigfoot, and election stealing.
Actually, I did see a Bigfoot shirt. I should have got it. It was pretty cool. It said, "He goes. No one else believes in me, but I believe in me."
Okay, that is kind of funny.
Matt got a postcard from Bigfoot.
Yeah, I got a postcard from our
card,
Bigfoot lady.
a greeting card.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
and Mark sent me something.
You threw that fucking thing away.
I didn't throw it away. It's around here somewhere.
You told me you did. You're like, I just threw the thing away.
Yeah, I threw it away.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
I didn't know what it was. You can't send me stuff and then say, like, I want to see you tonight. Hope you're not wearing pants. And then I don't know who it's from. I can't tell that that's you. I don't know your handwriting. Plus, I think you had somebody else write it because it was written legibly, not legibly.
Did you write it with your other hand to throw?
It was right after we had that Bigfoot lady
to throw the FBI, handwriting expert off your trail. If you write it with.
That's what I did.
Is that how you do that? Do you have other people write stuff for you?
No, but you're gonna fill out. You're gonna do that. The Wilford Brimley thing.
I'm gonna do that. I can't. I won't write it, but I'll find somebody who can. I'll find somebody who writes nice.
Who?
I don't know. Maybe my sister can write real nice.
When are you gonna see Jackie?
Probably pretty soon. We got stuff going on. Yeah, Savannah getting married. We got all tons of stuff going on.
I want to get that thing sent out now. So for everybody listening,
I write neatly. Okay. Yeah, I write neat enough.
All right, so we're going to send Scott Sigler a Wilford Brimley photo that I got offline, and it's going to say, it's going to be addressed to Scott, and we're going to send it to him because he made some comments about Wilford Brimley, and he's a big fan. So he offered to cup his balls, I believe.
Yeah, that was great.
That was fun.
Man. If you're listening, if you skip the show and you skip the Scott Sigler one, go back and listen because that was absolutely awesome. All right, so one of my favorite things in the world is when somebody who doesn't have any business talking about something talks about something.
Hey, what if I came to every show?
That's like our whole existence. That's our whole existence.
Wrote the song during the show.
What?
What if I came and showed up and wrote the song during the show?
Instead
would you reprimand me like Ted's writing his tips
like he's doing his tip stuff right now? No.
Did you say reprimand?
Yeah, I would.
Reprimand.
I would reprimand you because I don't expect that from you. I expect it from Ted. That's why I take the pen away from him. That's why he's not allowed any writing instruments so that he pays attention to the show.
This better be a good tip, Ted.
Oh, that's why I thought I don't pick the handcuff lock with the handcuffs with I turn it into some makeshift key. And, oh, okay.
Could you imagine Ted as a lockpick? So the first thing would be like this. All right, who brought the lockpicks? Ted, you're the lockpick guy. Okay.
There's tools for that?
Yeah.
Actually, the funny thing is, I guess like
Would the Spot La Crown Royal fit in here?
one of the big lock companies supposedly built this like super heavy duty lock that no one could breach, and I think somebody was able to open it with
I
like
saw
with
that.
like with like
Like 25 seconds or something.
with like a like a paper clip or something.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
like-
a paper clip and a rock.
Is that like the impenetrable wall that Trump put around Mexico?
What he did? No, it's just let's say 12 feet. It works, but you just
put a ladder.
But they can still just walk around.
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Yeah.
They get a ladder.
Can't they just walk around the perimeter of the wall, assuming it doesn't stretch out
Nobody can
forever?
climb this fence.
Yeah.
Nobody can climb this wall, and then they show a picture of a 20-foot ladder. You don't
It's
need
a 19.
to
It's a 19-foot wall with a 20-foot ladder.
Hey, I don't do that. But so one of the things, like I said, that I love is when people have no business talking about something, bring it up. And Tua Tagliavoa had a little moment on Sunday where he decided to share his feelings about what was happening with Israel and Palestine.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
The quarterback of the Dolphins.
the quarterback of the Dolphins.
Okay.
Yeah, he decided that he was going to share, and this is
that,
what he shared.
that Hawaiian kid?
Yeah,
Or Samoan.
Is
The
he Samoan or
Samoan,
Hawaiian?
yeah.
I believe he's Hawaiian.
Yeah.
But
We're going to have, let's do this. One of these shows we're going to have Hawaiian or Samoan.
oh, you know what I wanted to play? Cartoon or porn. Movie title. I think it was porn movie title or cartoon, and you had to figure out what it is, which one is which. It was something like that. I don't know. I was fucked up, and I told Jackson to write it down. It was an idea. I'm like, I can't find my phone, but yeah,
It doesn't seem like it would be that challenging.
whatever the ones were, it was pretty challenging.
Family Guy, cartoon. Bugs Bunny, cartoon.
Okay, well, it was something, man. Look, I can't even get the goddamn to work for an hour and 38 minutes.
You don't even know what it's called.
Computer? But listen, so Tua decided he was going to share, right? Because he wanted to be topical, and he said, man, it's really bad there in the Gaza Strip. And he said, this is how he knew.
Yeah.
This is how he knew it. He said he Googled it, and when he Googled it, he found out it was really bad.
Wow.
So he started from bad.
He really said that. He said, I Googled it.
Yep, he Googled it and to find out, and he said it was really bad. And this is what he's happy about. Just so you know what his motivations are. He's happy, and this is the extent of everything, right? He said he's happy as the freedom to play football and get concussions and talk about shit that he has no idea about.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's been concussed many times. So,
Yeah.
so.
That's
yeah.
That's what he's excited about. Yeah, and he also mentioned that praying for the people would be helpful. Yeah. And I immediately, because I'm watching a video of this, and I'm immediately going, how?
Which God?
Yeah, how would praying help anybody? And I'm thinking, honestly, if praying and God getting involved was going to stop it, wouldn't he have done it? I don't know, right before all this happened, or I don't know, 70 years ago.
Well, like I said, I mean, how many comments are out there? Here we go again. Thoughts and prayers.
Oh yeah,
Prayers and thoughts. Hopscotch.
Ted, those are two different things.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, so other people got involved.
Yeah.
Tom Brady has said some things, and then Robert Kraft made a very potent announcement because he's a billionaire, right?
Yeah.
So he's got a ton of money. He said, and I quote, you ready? He will not get another hand job at a massage parlor
In Florida.
No.
With
anywhere,
surveillance cameras. Okay.
Anywhere until this is completely wrapped up or people forgot he said it and then he forgot he said it and he has to go get a hand job. But yeah. So people are going out on a limb and they're...
Hey, he paid $40 for that hand job. That was good money.
Well, at least now he's putting his
Good
money
money,
where his
good
mouth
money.
is.
He is. Well, he's putting his money where somebody else's hand is.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm like, listen, I get you want to talk about this, but don't you? I don't know. You're not doing anything.
No,
So-
after a
so
football game is not the
it's just
platform.
Not the, yeah, it's not. I mean, it's
And
not
a
the,
dumb jock is the last person we want to hear talking about something.
Yeah.
Especially when he has to Google it.
Well, and plus you got to be super careful, right? Because if you say anything negative against Israel, you are done.
Well,
it's over.
Well, on both sides. I mean, like there's
no.
there's backlash
You
on
got to
both
see.
sides. Yeah.
No. I mean, there's not much Palestine left. I mean, to be honest with you.
Well,
I mean,
I suppose-
but if you say anything bad about Israel, I mean, people are getting like
Well, I
done.
know
They're
some.
finished.
Well, Harvard
It's
donors.
always been that way.
Well, Harvard donors.
It's way
always been that
Well,
way.
Harvard, like a guy,
it's way worse.
a guy
right
who's
now.
the founder of Victoria's Secret. I guess he resigned from the Harvard board of directors
Don't
because
say it, Ted.
because of
of that. You know,
Yeah.
because
Oh, I thought you were gonna
because
say
no,
it.
because Harvard's response to that whole, crisis, that whole
you mean
conflict.
where some students there decided that they had their own opinion on something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So they-
I think it's more from the actual president of like the leadership. Like they didn't.
No, a student wrote.
They didn't come out forcefully enough against the certain
Against the
side.
students. Yeah,
Against
against the
certain
students.
side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
They actually slut shamed. I don't remember if we even talked about this, but they slut shamed those students.
I think it's called dox. They doxed them. Yeah, they drove
Yeah.
by with a truck with their names,
With their
and
names
faces
and
face.
pictures.
Yeah.
and saying that
The
these people
the
didn't.
university did?
Yeah. No. Some people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Somebody at Harvard. They rented a truck, put the names and the pictures of these people who just said, "Hey, I have a differing opinion than what
Yeah.
other people have."
Right.
And yeah, they were up there. I mean, can you? Is that crazy now?
Yeah.
That's why I just mind my own business.
Yeah, you're not really minding your own business, though. You're talking about this stuff. I mean, you talk about lots of stuff.
Yeah.
That's me trying to change the subject.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh man. Okay, I get it. I understand that. That kind of makes sense. I don't know. It's just the weird thing that it just something weird that came up. And then this was the other one. I see a headline. I didn't even read them. I didn't read the article. I just saw the headline. It says Ukraine uses secretly shipped missiles to bomb Russians.
Well, it's not a secret
Yeah.
anymore.
Hey asshole. Hey asshole. We can't secretly send you missiles anymore if you out us.
Or if you use them.
Yeah, but like if somebody asks you where'd you get
They
the
all
missiles,
blow up. They all blow up, and everything, Ted, is red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's from the U.S.
Ukraine's the ultimate GoFundMe page, because they're, every time that Zelensky guy who gets who's the president of Ukraine, every time he shows up, he's looking for another $40 billion here, another $40 billion there. So
I would. You know
Right?
what? He
Yeah.
used to be a comedian.
he
Why
was.
don't
He was.
they
He
make
was,
him-
he was a Jewish comedian. He's
yeah,
a Jewish
but
comedian.
why don't they make him do a show? It's like, hey man, listen, you
A
want
fundraiser like Jerry
you want
Lewis,
$40
like
million?
Jerry
What do you mean
Jerry
he was
Lewis.
a Jewish comedian?
He was Jewish, but he was a comedian before he became the president of Ukraine. He's still Jewish.
Ted, you're out. You're out, Ted.
No, I'm just saying.
No, you cannot wear Victoria's Secret anymore, Ted. Take off those panties
So-
and that bra right now.
Oh man, that's funny.
It's wrong.
But
Yeah.
who? Why? If you, there's I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine, right?
No, I mean, it's,
Ted wearing. Oh, I thought we were
I was
talking
gonna
about
say
Ted
no.
wearing.
I was gonna say
Thong
with,
thong thong.
with the bombs.
The bombs.
When Trump was president, he changed all the bombs. So when it hits something,
All the codes.
the after effect is like red, white, and blue. It says America,
America.
and there's two thumb emojis next to it, and then it kind of fades after whatever blows up.
Yeah.
After whatever blows up.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, was that a school? I don't
America.
remember. America, fuck you.
Be like Wade Phillips.
So that's how they know all the bombs are from us, or all the missiles are from us.
You know what? I kind of like that concept. I mean, you should know, but he didn't have to say. Didn't have to say secret. They could have just said, "Where'd you get the bombs from?" You say, "I found them."
Yeah.
Yeah, I just found them. It's like, well,
They fell off the
just
truck.
no. Just
they
say
fell off a ship.
It's,
Yeah.
it's proprietary information.
yeah. I mean, it just
Come
it
up
just
with
doesn't-
anything, yeah.
Yeah,
Just
just
say
don't
anything,
say you
yeah.
got secret. I mean,
It's a secret.
and plus, if you got secret bombs, now somebody's got to look and say, "Hey, man, are you sending?" Somebody. It's got to come from somewhere, right? It's like, "Hey, man, did you send bombs to that guy?" No.
Well, just like Hamas has secret tunnels that are no longer secret because they're talking about it every day now on the news.
They have tunnels.
Oh, big time tunnels. Yeah, like the Viet Cong. Tunnels throughout Gaza to move around, to ship. Whatever.
Gaza's
a
pretty
ver- a
close
very-
to the sea, isn't it?
A very
Yeah.
It's a coastal enclave. So basically, Egypt's bordering on one side, Israel's on the other side. It's only the size of Philadelphia. It's only 140 square miles. It's
Yeah.
very tiny, but there's like 2 million people in it, which is
Doesn't
crazy.
it seem like a lot of people?
And I can't. Here's the thing I can believe: half the people are under the age of 15, which seems impossible. That half the population are teenagers. That seems.
Can I
impossible.
just
Ted,
tell you
I
that
can I can help you a little bit with that.
I mean,
Do
yeah.
you realize how many adult men have been killed in that conflict since they've been going at it for
it's crazy.
60 years or whatever?
Yeah,
They've lost parts of 3 generations of men.
it's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're actually saying that there's so few reproductive age men
Yeah,
in that area that they are kind of like weeding themselves right out
Yeah.
of like existing there.
yeah.
Is that why there's so many teenagers there?
Yeah.
Because they got a better chance of scoring over there.
No, that's all they got left.
Yeah.
Oh man.
See, we're
What do you mean,
talking
like
about
high
it
school?
again. We're talking about.
Oh,
it
you mean
again.
like go to high school there?
Yeah,
Oh, because you got tons of chicks?
yeah.
Plus, there's a lot of chicks there. Yeah. Yeah.
probably not the most.
I'm trying to make light of
right now,
something
yeah,
because
so-
I don't want to talk about it. It's
Yeah,
really,
I mean,
it's really sad. I mean,
the whole situation's sad. Yeah, there's no winner. There's
It's
no
always
winners.
been a very tense, sad situation, but now it's like, oh my god.
Well, I'm just saying, if you look
what's
at every
gonna happen
every
moving
U.S.
forward? I
president,
don't know what the
every
solution
U.S.
is.
president has never been able to solve that Middle East crisis. 'Cause number one,
not-
it's not our job to
because it's not
solve
their
it.
job.
It's
It's not
their
their
job. It's their job to
Well,
solve it.
some
It's their job
a
to
couple
solve it.
people have come out recently and blamed Joe Biden
Yeah, I mean,
because he couldn't fix it.
Yeah.
Because he was there last year or something and he couldn't fix
I
it.
read a couple of articles that said supposedly he had a quote unquote an opportunity to
Yes, he did to
broker
stop
a peace deal
60-year conflict.
2 years ago, and he didn't do it, and now because of that, this is where we're at. I mean,
That's
obviously,
exactly.
it's
Ted,
like gas prices. It's ridiculous,
Ted,
right?
I
The
absolutely
president
blame
the
him.
president has nothing to do with the gas prices.
He
inflation,
absolutely
Did you say
had a
ass
chance.
prices or gas?
Ass prices and gas prices.
Hey,
No, ass prices. I'll tell you right now, ass is going up. It is. Ass is not as cheap as it was.
Prostitution is, it's,
If Kush was still in the White House, he would have solved it. He solved the Middle East thing, right?
Yep. Hey man,
He
it's
got
all
paid.
About,
He got paid $1 billion for it too.
it's all about solving problems. All right, so we gotta. I'm gonna start this thing, and then Teddy's got a tip that he's not gonna. This is one I stumped you on.
I wrote down some
I
options.
found this one specifically because you
Wow.
said the last two were so simple.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
I just strongly implied it.
Yeah. So I found one that I thought was the most
He's
difficult.
He's
one.
gotten so good. He's bored with the fucking questions from the
We'll see.
listeners.
We'll see. Well, let me get this thing started.
Better be good, Ted.
Hey, everybody. My name is Matt, and this is the Real Three Idiots podcast. With me, as always, is the actual sharpest tool in the shed, Mark.
Oh, hello.
Gunga Galunga.
Gunga Galunga. That's what he said to me. Gunga Galunga. And the man who didn't know he had a tool shed in his yard, Teddy.
Nor that I was in it.
You know, I just realized that nobody knows what Mark looks like. Because we have a kind of a banner out there where we're sort of
Well,
our
Jack's
our
Jack's
caricature.
doing his thing.
Right, but before he gets to it, I just wanted to describe to our audience what Mark looks like. Okay, I want you to picture if Brad Pitt and George Clooney
I'm so glad he said
had a
that.
child with a
their wieners?
with a luxurious beard, and then Liam Hemsworth came down and sprinkled him with magic fairy dust. That's what Mark would look like.
Holy moly!
Wow, that's a lot nicer than I thought you were going to
I
say.
think I'm.
You make Mark sound hot.
I
like, why am I sitting
I've
so
always
far away
liked
from you
Ted.
guys?
Now I think I love Ted.
Just work on your golf game, all right?
Oh my God!
Well,
I
that seems-
was playing good.
Okay, he was playing good.
He did. Yeah, he did.
He's
play well.
still playing good. There's no was. He still is.
Yeah, that was a big shot on 9, man.
Yeah.
I had that wrapped up. I had an easy par on that one.
Big shot, Mark.
So that was a big shot.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I usually hit it in the water in that hole.
I know. That's why I figured I had a game 1.
Yeah.
Yep, but it did not happen. All right, so let me do our little sponsory thing here, and then Teddy's we got a great song. Mark this is the 4th most excited he's ever been about a song, or the 7th. I forget.
By the way, you mentioned that I've been on the show like 30 times.
Yeah.
I
More?
think I've been on this over a year now.
Oh, okay.
4 a week, 4 a month.
Yeah, for sure. A year, so 50. Man, I
At
was
least
drunk.
50.
I was drunk. I don't know what I was saying. I like the fact that you were sitting with your friend drinking,
Nobody
and
knows I'm on
none
the
of your
show.
friends know he's on the show. Yeah, I'm just like, hey man, you gotta love the show. You love Mark on the show, and the guy goes, what? What do you guys do? And and then this is how
Like,
Mark
you have
describes it.
He has no idea
Yeah,
what you're talking
This is how
about.
Mark
Matt.
describes it. He goes, yeah, Matt's got a podcast that he does, and I go, well, Mark's on it,
You should have seen his
and the
face
guy
when I
goes,
said that.
huh?
He's talking about like he's a third party too.
Yeah.
He's like a disinterested.
Yeah,
It's like
third
you've been
party.
doing a show for like a year.
Yeah. And then the guy's just like, I go, do you like podcasts? He goes, kind of. I go, do you like funny things? He goes, yeah. I go, do you laugh when things are funny? He goes, yeah. I go, well, you don't have to listen to our show. You can listen to any other show.
Oh, is that the guy from the other night?
Yeah,
Joe,
Okay.
yeah.
yeah. It was great.
He had to
None of
he
his
had to
friends.
coax a lot of information.
Yeah,
out of
none
him.
of. Yeah, he's a coaxer. He's definitely not sharing his life story.
He'd be good testifying in front of Congress. He doesn't volunteer anything. Like, sir,
Can you describe this? Yes.
What are you saying? Joe's quiet.
Yeah, he's a little quiet.
He
But it's
doesn't
hard.
like. He doesn't like you guys.
I know he doesn't. I can tell right now he doesn't. I know right away because every time I say something insane like, "Hey man, what do you think's better, sex with cats or dogs?" and he just looks at me and he goes, "Well, neither." And I go,
Nobody's ready for that.
"Well, but I
nobody
mean,
shows up.
but you
like,
look at it and you're just like, I didn't ask you neither. I asked you." Like, newsflash, there's a cat, there's a dog, and somebody's got a gun to your head, man.
go.
I just wanted to go out and have some beers with one of my closest friends, Joe, and
Well, he
you
was
happened to be there.
One of your former
And I
closest
happened to
friends.
be
One of your
there.
former closest friends.
was hoping-
Joe, now.
All right, well,
hoping
here,
you wouldn't be there.
let's get to this because we don't want our guests to have to listen to too much of Ted's tips. All right. The Denver Playhouse is proud to announce that they are partnering with Lauren Boebert to create 4 new palatial private viewing suites for all of their productions. These suites will have a state-of-the-art amenities, including sound deadening to keep any singing or talking from making it out to other audience members, high-powered air cleaners for vaping or smoking crack or any other illegal drugs, a one-way mirror to make sure that anything that happens inside the suite stays inside and isn't recorded so the whole world can watch you jerk off someone in a dark theater. And the pièce de résistance is a full shower and change of clothes in case your night at the theater becomes a full-on sex show. And don't worry, the rooms are scrubbed down and disinfected after every performance. The Denver Playhouse, in conjunction with Lauren Boebert, has thought of everything to make your night at the theater more fun for you and less gross for everyone around you. Go to the Denver Playhouse and reserve your Lauren Boebert Skank Suite today.
Nice. And by the way, does anybody actually believe that she was just vaping?
Oh, she was getting high as
It was
hell.
high as hell, right?
Yeah.
Well, totally.
Listen. I saw the video again.
There's no way she wasn't
She's giving a
fucking
guy a
hooch.
rub down.
Yeah.
She's giving a guy a rub
She
down
was
in the
high.
theater. She's so.
But why hasn't nobody said that? Oh, she was vaping. Yeah, I'm sure she was just vaping.
Yeah. Well, because they want to make her feel good. They want to make her feel like she has some shred of decency after all this. And I mean, and I don't care about her personal life, but allegedly she was dating this guy for several months. Yeah, it wasn't their first date.
No.
Yeah.
It wasn't her first rodeo, that's for sure.
Yeah. It was. Yeah. No, she's riding the.
She's a pro.
She's been riding the horse.
She's a pro.
She's been riding the horse a lot. All right, Mark, do your song.
So Teddy, tip on to me. Nothing you say will be. The future's so dark we can't see. So Teddy, tip on to me. Teddy, what's these things you've been saying about Matt behind his back? Is it true you might want a better life? Is it true you think these tips are lies now? Think about it, Teddy. These tips can take you to the top. So Teddy, tip on to me. Nothing you say will be. The future's so dark we can't see. When you tip on to me, oh, Teddy, tip on me.
I knew that's Eddie Money. See, I knew that.
Yeah,
that's
I
a good one,
love
yeah.
Eddie Money. I saw him unplugged.
He's great.
Absolutely
that guy, yeah.
fantastic.
He was a former police officer. I don't know if anybody knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he arrested me after the show.
Okay.
I did some pretty.
God rest his soul.
Yeah. He gone.
He gone.
Great guy.
All right, so Teddy, here we go. Ted, I need your help. I've been with my company for about 8 months. My office has about 70 people with the normal cliques and groups. I have my lunch group, after work going out group, and even a couple of, and I like this one, better than friends. Yeah.
I kept thinking about that.
Yeah, that's better than friends. Sounds like he's banging a couple people at work. Okay. A few weeks after I started, I was nice to the office. A few weeks ago, I was nice to the office dork. His desk is covered in World War II airplane models, and I said they were cool. And one time, I had lunch with him, and I made the mistake of inviting him out one time also. Fast forward 6 months. He posts all over my social media, follows me around at work, and now I am a social pariah. I have gone to HR, but they are always out in the parking lot checking my car for car seats. Seriously, they can't do anything. I need this guy to leave me the fuck alone. I'll do anything. You are my last hope. Carrie, 41, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Hey, Kerry. Shout out to Pittsburgh. Steelers doing good this year, right?
No, they're not. They suck.
Okay, sorry.
Ted pays attention to nothing.
Mike
Carrie,
Tomlin's still there, so he's not fired
Not
yet.
for
so-
long.
Okay, so they're not going to fire him. Okay, this is a little bit tricky, but okay, you fucked up. Here's what you did wrong in the first. I mean, this is revisionist history, but obviously, I guess rule number one, this is for the future to avoid people being the future Carries of the world. When you see somebody's desk, no offense, Carrie, but when you see, you go in an office space, office environment, it's obviously like a little, obviously it's all cliques, small time, it's like a small town. When you see that one person who's like kind of an outlier, they have like, inordinate decorations on their
Trolls.
desk. Yeah, just, garden gnomes, whatever, and there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. So,
Yeah, there is.
people who cry at their desk, or just just something where their behavior's a little bit
like on a regular basis.
Yeah. There's people like that. Yeah, they just cry.
Oh my God.
Yeah, those are the people you probably want to just kind of just keep it very casual, keep it at arm's length, be polite and nice, but don't engage them in any ongoing behaviors. Yeah, but in this case, it's too late. The horse is already out of the barn. So here's what would be my suggestions.
So you're saying
I love it. So I know he's warning like future carries.
Future carries.
Future carries. Don't be nice to the office door.
Well, you can be nice to them, but don't be too nice. Just be cordial. Be cordial without being inviting. See, Carrie invited this.
Oh, he fucked up. I
individual.
think the lunch and the going out thing.
Well,
the lunch he could probably have survived.
But the going out part,
that probably killed him.
That sent more than mixed messages.
Wait, hold on. You guys ever think in your? I mean, I've been a teacher, so I guess, but I could be the. You ever think yourself that you are the office dork?
It's possible. Yeah.
I wonder if I'm the office dork.
I'm definitely the shop dork.
You're the only one in your shop, dork.
Yeah.
Okay, Teddy, are you the office dork?
I might be now. I'm thinking
I'm
about it.
also the coolest guy in my shop.
No, you're never. Even though there's one person in your shop,
Some
Mark,
days.
you've never been the coolest guy. All right, go ahead, Teddy. Sorry.
Okay, so here's a multi-pronged tip that may or may not work. Maybe one of these tips suggestions will work. First of all, you're gonna, like you said, HR for whatever reason cannot help you because obviously it doesn't seem to rise to a level of like a punishable offense on this guy's part just by him showing you his quote unquote affections. But here's what you're gonna do: you're gonna just document everything, just in case it becomes a quote unquote hostile work environment, which it could be.
So
document everything.
So are you telling Carrie to get this guy fired?
Not getting fired, but just if he has to leave his company and he has a wrongful termination claim against his company because he can't be there anymore because of this guy. So, for example, if this guy's posting on your social media, like you said, screenshot that and save it, even though it's not work related, but it's stemming from work. And if this guy sends emails at work or engages you, just keep a little running journal log. Like I said, just document everything just in case that is an option going forward where you do have enough documentation to bring to HR who like I said, maybe right now they don't care, but if they're forced into a position where they have to care, because don't forget, like we talked about several episodes ago, HR is there to protect the company, not you. So if it comes down to it, like if they think that you can potentially have a wrongful termination claim against them for a hostile work environment, trust me, they'll take action.
So could Carrie, as a sly note, could he break into this dork's car and put a car seat in the back?
Come on, Ted.
Yeah,
give me
but okay,
good.
so now he's
Hit me.
he's screwed. How does he get back in with the cool kids?
Okay, so and here's another thing. This not to answer your question directly. So he can obviously, I don't recommend this. You can get a restraining order on the guy, but
Ted,
that doesn't
it's
mean
work.
anything. Yeah, I know. But if he's posting on his social media like off work, which is not work, and that
yeah, but I don't think.
unwanted.
He's not like. I don't
No,
think
this is like normal behavior.
Yeah.
He thinks they're friends.
right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
he just
He
needs
thinks
to
they're
make.
friends, and he doesn't want to be
Yeah,
friends
Teddy,
with
he's
them.
not trying to eliminate him.
Right. Okay. And obviously, so the other option is if you have a work from home option a few days a week, but that probably doesn't exist. I'm just throwing it out there. Work from home, so you don't limit your contact with them. Another option is obviously look for a new job, which you probably don't want to do. Obviously,
Ted,
that's
that
obvious.
seems so scorched earth.
Exactly. Okay. But
Help this
but
guy
here's-
stay at his job and get rid of this
I'm
kid.
about to help him right now. So here's the thing you're going to do. You're going to find out what he cares about the most, and then you're going to take the opposite position. So for example, here, he loves World War II model airplanes. Let's assume he loves German model World War II airplanes.
I don't think he's a Nazi. Ted.
No, but let's say
What if he just has American airplanes?
Good technology.
Find out what he cares about,
And then you go all Nazi on him and say how great Hitler
you
was?
just take the opposite side. Just say, I'm so glad the Germans shot down all those American sorties during World War II. Just a complete antithesis of what his belief system is. Or just say something like, hey, you know what? I really like Japanese scat porn. What's your opinion about that? And just say he hates that. Just find out what
you can like American airplanes. And
yeah, of course. But I'm just saying, find out what he really likes. And so, yeah, just be buddy with him, superficially, but just find out what he likes.
And just start being negative,
and
Nelly.
just be negative. Yeah, just kind of like, that passive aggressive thing where you kind of like put him down in a roundabout way. It's like, you like this type of model airplane? Well, these suck. Let me tell you about something way better. And then, so you're just kind of chipping away at his whatever self-esteem he may have.
Now if
And he might not decide. He might decide this guy. I don't want nothing to do with this guy.
You got to
on
be
his own.
So you got to be
It's his
crazier.
decision
So he
not to
breaks
be
up
your
with you.
friend. Yeah.
You have to be crazier than him. You have to be crazier than him, just in situationally, just to kind of get him off your back. So, like, if he thinks, obviously, you wouldn't be friends with somebody if you thought they were the complete opposite, and they, obviously mocked you or whatever you believed in. So, find out what he cares about.
Ted, you and I are friends.
And then mock him.
I mock
instead.
everything you believe in.
I knew it.
So wait, okay,
Tell me yours are
so what
burning.
if he went up to this guy's desk and he just went and he just took his fist and just smashed one of the airplanes.
Just say, here's the Enola Gay.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah. But so you're
or
saying,
draw a big penis
or he
on
walked
it.
by him and goes, "Remember D-Day? How about D's nuts?" And he knocks all the planes over with his sack.
Yeah.
that's
No,
that's
extreme.
Can you sexually harass an airplane? I don't know. I can't. I don't.
It's
I
just
have
a
no
different
idea.
version
Or
of
just have
D-Day.
a reenactment of Pearl Harbor at his desk where everything gets on fire.
the greatest thing ever.
D's
Just get like
nuts
a Nerf
day.
gun, like light little Nerf darts on fire and shoot them at the planes. Be like, yeah, it's a bombing. It's Pearl Harbor all over
I was
again.
actually hoping Ted was going to tell him to stage like a fake chimp attack. Like a staged chimp attack.
Why would
release a chimpanzee in the office on him?
So you get to work early and then destroy all the planes, and then when he says what happened,
The chimp
you're like,
did it.
The chimp. Yeah, a chimp came in. Yes, I tried to catch it, but
Or go to his desk under the pretense of
It's
saying
like they're fucking strong.
Yeah, have you ever seen a chimp? Then you can tell your story. Have you ever seen a chimp with alopecia? You ever seen the muscles? He's like, where'd you learn that from?
Yeah.
Oh, The Real Three Idiots. And he goes, I love that show.
No, go to his desk when he's there on the pretext you're going to talk to him about something cool, and just sit on one of his planes by mistake.
His favorite plane.
His favorite plane, and then like apologize, but not like a real apology. Just say, "Oh, hey, sorry about that. Now it looks like you get a new one now."
And then maybe pull out like a Hot Wheels plane and be like, here you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so get him to break up with you.
Yeah, get him to break up with you. Yeah, do the reverse psychology.
Either
yeah.
one of those ways works.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah.
Just remember this: the
Or go
best
full asshole on it.
the best part of breaking up is when you're making up, but just don't get to that part.
The best part.
Breaking up is when you're making up, but don't get to that part. Don't do
Wait,
that part.
did I miss the part where he said he wants to sleep with this guy? Teddy, I think you're. I love
Fun office.
Yeah, this. I mean, he's got more friends with benefits.
Maybe he needs a hooker. I mean, maybe just get the guy. Just say, hey, you know what?
That's going to make him like you. Yeah, if the guy's a dork and he doesn't get laid, and you get him laid, he's never going to leave you alone.
male prostitute.
Why?
It didn't work on Cable Guy though.
Cable guy
Matthew
got a male
Broderick
prostitute?
Yeah, no, not a male prostitute, but
Oh God, I hope that's not your Mark's movie.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to get the guy in trouble
Cable
at
Guy.
work.
I love that
You don't want to
movie.
get the guy in trouble at work. You just want to get him off your back. So, like I said, you're just going to kind of take the opposite approach. Like, so find out what he really cares
you know
about.
what you do?
Just take the opposite approach.
Or get the new guy and say, hey, this guy's really cool. He's like a millionaire. I know he looks like a dork. Why don't you go be friends with him? And then make up stories about how they have everything in common.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe our guest today will agree with that. Our guest today is a doctor, Dr. James Rex he's the National Chair Emeritus of the Alliance Party. Yeah. Doc, you still there?
I'm still here, guys.
Oh, okay. All right, good.
Welcome.
We can't see you, but I would imagine, I hope you don't have a whole ton of World War II airplanes all over the place, and then we just kind of made you feel like you're not part of the show.
I like World War II airplanes, by the way. So.
All right, well, thanks so much for being on the show. You can hear us okay and everything's good?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, awesome. All right, so Dr. Rex, do us a favor, and I always ask everybody for the short version of this, but real quick, give us the short version of what the Alliance Party believes so that we can kind of get a basis for what you guys are kind of into.
Well, I'm a former politician, so asking me to do something quickly is very very contrary. But I'll do it. I'll prove to you I can do it.
Well, okay, you know what? I'll help you by remembering that I have the volume control, and I can. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, listen, this party started in 2014 as the American Party in South Carolina, where I reside. And then we merged with some other parties to create what is now called the Alliance Party in 2018. So we're a very young, new party on the scene. We don't believe, frankly, that America needs a lot of new political parties. Last I counted, there were nearly 50. So that's really not what we're primarily about. We are a political party. We do have positions which are very different than what most Americans have seen up to this point in their lives, which I'll talk about in a minute. But we think that what is really needed is not more parties. We have almost 50, as I said. But what we need is a substantially different approach to politics. And we need to find ways to recruit and elect a different breed of politician than what we've been getting for years from the two major parties.
So like you are not going to bring in guys like George Santos. I mean, that's not one of your guys then, like different from him.
No, he's definitely not one of our guys.
Okay. Okay.
This this party is the first party in American history, the only one yet, that requires term limits, for example, of all of its candidates who are running for any legislative office. In other words, they want to be quote unquote lawmakers. They want to be in a state legislature or in the U.S. House or the U.S. Senate. We require them to sign a highly publicized formal candidate agreement, which includes a commitment to serve no more than a cumulative 12 years in any legislative office. That's unprecedented. That's an attempt to get rid of people who come in with the motivation to have a decades-long, quote unquote, career in elected office. We also have in that candidate agreement a requirement that if you're running for a legislative office, you have to agree to put the basic information from your IRS returns from the 3 most consecutive years on your campaign website no less than 90 days before the general election. So that degree of, there have been a few candidates who have done that in the past, but very few, and there's never been a party that required it in order to be considered for their nomination. And there's other things on the agreement also, Matt, that are important, but things like, how about trying to be civil and truthful and use fact-based solutions, those sorts of things. But the measurables are the term limits, which we hold them to, and the transparency around the tax returns. So it's an attempt to get a different type of person to run for office. And the assumption is that if we see different behavior as candidates and as office holders, we'll start to get different results.
So that kind of, the concept of that is kind of funny because I'm looking at this, and you're obviously paying attention to this, the whole Jim Jordan for Speaker of the House. Now, I didn't realize this. Jim Jordan has been in politics for 30 years.
Oh, I didn't know it was
yeah,
that long.
He's a lifelong, his job is to be a politician. And here's the funniest thing. He's never brought a bill that has passed to the House. No bill that he has ever sponsored has ever been passed because he does really insane, stupid.
Yeah, he's never had
things.
any legislation. Yeah,
yeah, he's just a
never done his job.
Terrible thing. So let me ask you this: when you have, let me think about this, and this is one of my favorite things. I was looking this up in 1787. Ben Franklin said that the greed for power and money and the presidency would actually end up dividing the nation, which it kind of has right here. So as you guys are moving forward with this, how do you get people? So many people that we think are, like George Santos got elected. Nobody even knew that he was bad news. How do you find people that aren't bad news and want to be part of what you're doing?
Well, we publicize what we stand for, what we expect of our candidates. That's very unusual. The two parties that we're usually talking about expect virtually nothing from their candidates except that they keep winning and keep getting reelected and stay in power so they can provide favors for different special interest groups that support. The two major parties are the largest fundraising machines on the planet. And that works because they get candidates who want to stay in office. And the most important thing to a career politician, by definition, is what? Getting reelected, because you can't have a career if you don't keep getting reelected. So we have to vet people in terms of, look, this is what we're looking for. This is not what we're going to tolerate. And you'd be surprised about how many people come to us with some interest who leave us because they don't want to be under that type of prescription in terms of behavior.
Wow. See, I've always said that I would love to be a politician, but I obviously could never pass the background test. The background check, I did so many things that are unexplainable. Yeah, I can't even. I couldn't even lie about it. Like I don't have the ability to like Lauren Boebert things so perfectly where I can just like completely deny it, and then when it happens and I'm caught, and then just go, I was taking prescription medicine at the time. I don't even have that ability. But all right, so let's talk about this. You guys in the last, I think the last couple of elections, you guys have gotten less than 1% of the popular vote. Is that right?
Well, we had a presidential candidate in 2020 when we were 2 years old, Rocky De La Fuente. He came in fifth among all of the parties. He got almost 90,000 votes. He drew those votes from 25 states. The parties that were ahead of us in 2020 were number one, the Democrats, number two, the Republicans, number three, the Libertarians, number four, the Greens, and number five, the Alliance Party. We took the place of the Constitution Party, which had been around for decades, as well as those others. So, yeah, it's a tough road to hoe not to be one of those two dominant parties, because they've fixed the system in a way that makes it almost impossible to compete with them in any kind of sustainable way. But we think we found the message and the approach to do that. It's going to take a while.
All right, go ahead, Teddy.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think you're right, Doctor. Obviously the Democrats and Republicans have created like what's called a de facto standard, which they basically made it impossible for other candidates to be heard. Like even on the debate stage, you have to have a certain amount of votes, you have to spend a certain amount of money, because obviously they, like I said, there's a joke that says Congress will only get together if there's a threat to their perceived power. That's when they're really, that's when they'll come back from their 2-week vacation, when it's a threat to their perceived power. But if it's just, the normal everyday doing business, there's no sense of urgency, because there's an expression that says, people won't do what's in their best interest unless it's absolutely necessary. So, so how do we break through that glass ceiling and get, like a party like the Alliance Party on a national platform, even with the Democrats and Republicans, who obviously have hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars at their disposal to run their candidates, who might not be the best candidates for the job, but they're the only choices we have.
They're not the best candidates.
Of course they're not. So,
well, you're right, and we even have a lexicon in our language now in this country, which we all use over and over again, called the lesser of two evils, because of the lousy choices that the two dominant parties continue to give us over and over and over again. But they're so good at so many different things that keep this duopoly in power. One of which is to scare the hell out of people that the other side, the other tribe, might win. So even when you don't like your candidate, who's a member of your team or your tribe, you're more frightened of the person coming from the other team or the other tribe. Therefore, the lesser of two evils works time and time again.
It does. Okay, so let me throw some numbers out at you, and then I need to know how, like, you or the Green Party or the Libertarian Party. So 28%, they did a couple polls. 28% of Americans are Republican, about 24% are Democrat, and 46% are independent, which I did not know that it was such a big thing, okay? On average, about 30 to 45% of all Americans who can vote don't vote. So obviously, you're not going to change a Republican's mind. You're not going to change a Democrat's mind. That just doesn't happen. It wouldn't even be worth wasting your time. How do you guys get that 40% of people to get off their ass and vote? Because if you get that, you win. What are you guys doing to find a way to get those people to vote for anybody besides Republicans or Democrats?
Well, first of all, you cannot overstate the complexity and the difficulty of the problem. You just did a nice job of it, but you can. There was a guy named Marshall McLuhan who decades ago wrote a book, a very popular book at the time, called "The Medium is the Message," and he had a quote in there that I've hung on to for a long time. And he said, I don't know who discovered water, but I'm damn sure it was not a fish." That really describes the political system that we've all been raised in, not just you, not just me, but our parents, our grandparents, and everyone else. We're so immersed in it that even when we know it doesn't work, which is this large percentage of people who are increasingly telling themselves and others that they're independents, even when they know it doesn't work, they have a hell of a hard time envisioning how it could work differently. And that's the challenge, is to get these turned off voters who have given up on the system, who don't believe their vote counts, who don't trust government, who don't trust, in some ways, this is the most frightening part, are losing trust in the whole concept of democracy itself, as well as the institutions within it, from the executive branch, the legislative branch, the judicial branch, and on. So we've got to show them that there is a different way. It's an education issue. You said you used to be a teacher. Matt. So did I. I used to be a high school English teacher and a football coach. So it's an education challenge as much as anything to get people to realize they don't hate politics. Hating politics would be hating democracy. What they hate are politicians, and especially career politicians that are hypocritical, that never get anything done, and that they can't trust, and they see lie over and over and over again and continue to get reelected. That's why we put our emphasis on our candidates and eventually, hopefully, our elected officials. That will determine how people view this party and this movement. And it's really more of a movement than a party, but you've got to have a political party in this fight, because part of the battleground, if you will, is the ballot. And that's because what you said earlier, or someone did, about the quest for power. I was in elected office for 4 years in a constitutional statewide office here in South Carolina, and I saw firsthand in that sausage factory that incumbents are well aware of the statistics. And if your audience doesn't know, I hope they do, that in election cycle after election cycle, in state after state, as well as at the national level, over 90% of incumbents get reelected over and over and over again. Wow. Now, they know that. They know that. So you can have demonstrations, you can have petitions, you can have talk shows, you can have podcasts, you can have new parties. But as long as you don't challenge them at the ballot, they're not going to pay attention to it, because they know they have, in effect, tenure when they get those incumbencies.
So don't you think that the most important part of getting a party recognized is, to me, I think, besides the Democrats and Republicans, if a third party is going to come into play, it's going to be all about, 100% all about the candidate that they are backing. Whoever's running for that third party is going to make all the difference. You guys, the Alliance Party, has your manifesto's great. It's better than most. I think a lot what you stand for, I personally agree with, and I think most people do. There's a lot of common sense involved. You guys aren't far right. You ain't far left. You're kind of playing the middle ground. So a lot of great stances on a lot of important issues. But like a lot of third parties, you fail to garner the attention of a viable candidate. I mean, I think that, Rocky de la Fuente was, I don't know. He's like a career businessman politician. He's kind of the candidate that you're talking about who we really don't want to see as voters. So would you agree? Don't you think it's really a lot to do with the candidate? You guys really have to attract a big name that's going to get some voters in for your party?
Well, there's two ways to do this. One is on a faster track than the other. What you're talking about is the faster track. Yes, if we could get for a national office or even a governorship in a swing state, if we could get that kind of charismatic, compelling candidate who also would embrace what this party stands for, that would move things along more quickly. But there's something called ballot identity. Having lots of candidates on a ballot, even if they lose, starts to make that party a reality. If you have a website or if you're on talk shows or anything else, you're really pretty much an abstraction to most people. When they think of political parties, understandably, because they're immersed in the water like the fish, they think of Republicans and Democrats. So, what we've got to do is get lots of candidates on ballots, but we can move things along much quicker if we find that great chemistry, that great combination, which is a charismatic, and I'll pause before I say this because it's very important, well-funded candidate who can run for a high-profile office.
Yeah. So you need to find the one billionaire on the planet who's not a complete and total pile of dog turds.
That may be something that is virtually impossible.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm looking this up. Asians, Black, and Hispanic voters historically don't vote. Somewhere between 10 and 20% of those groups vote. While historically white voters vote, about 42% of white voters actually can vote. How do you get those three groups? Because if you got the people from those three groups to kind of come together and in mass head out to the polls, you guys would easily have your 15%, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But what are you guys actually doing? Because I kind of asked the question, what are you doing? And you said how important it was to do it, but how do you actually get those people out there? And when they say Alliance Party, and say, listen, I don't care if my candidate wins or loses, but I want to get these guys up to the numbers that they need so that they can be part of the conversation instead of, I came in third, which, if you're not first, you're last, Ricky Bobby. I mean, if you come in third, that just means you got, nowhere near anything of what you need. How do you get those? What are you guys doing to get those kind of voters to come in and actually, vote?
Well, it's a great question. I certainly don't have a turnkey answer for it by any means. But when you go to our website, and evidently you guys have gone to it, and I appreciate that you've done your homework. Our website, by the way, is theamericanparty.com. Put THE in front of it. For people who are interested, there's a lot of information there. One thing that you may or may not have noticed on our website, we have photographs of a lot of our party leaders. And if you've looked at those, you've seen women, you've seen African Americans, you've seen a trans. There are lots of different from the LGBTQ community. Okay, grimace. Okay, but
Yeah,
no,
but
it's just the way you
just
said it. It's just
the term.
Yeah, like a trans
Well,
person. But
okay,
yeah,
okay.
no, it's just
That-
I know it's just a word. It's just a word.
It was inarticulate. I
Right,
know.
right,
I'll
right.
grant you that. But my point is, I'll bet you every other party you've interviewed or will interview is made up, if not entirely, almost entirely of white males of a certain generation. That's just the nature of politics in this country. So one of the things I think you have to do, and I think we're beginning to do it in the Alliance Party, is that your leadership in the party, as well as your candidates, because as was said a minute ago, the proof of the pudding is going to be our candidates, not our website, not our platforms. Those are just words. It's going to be what our candidates do and what they don't do and how they behave. So we've got to walk the walk, not just talk the talk in terms of representing those demographics. And we're working at it. I won't say we're there yet by any long shot, but the leadership is much more diverse than you'll see in any other party, and our same thing with our candidates.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because this is one of the things that freaked me out. We had Margaret Elizabeth on from the Green Party, and one of the things that I didn't know about was the Presidential Commission, or the Commission on Presidential Debates. And this random group, and I don't know, I kind of did as much research as I could. They've decided that if you get 15% of the votes, that you're allowed to be in the debate process. And you have to know this better than I did. First of all, who are they, and why do I give a shit that they say that? Why does there have to be a ceiling? Why don't they just change it? Why aren't there, if there's the top five, why aren't the top five up there? And why are we listening to a group that, it's not a law. Why are we listening to this and limiting who can be in a presidential debate?
Well, first of all, you have to know how it started. It came into being right after Ross Perot scared the crap out of both the Republican and Democratic parties. Okay. Ross Perot was allowed to be on the debate stage as a presidential candidate, and he got almost 20%, high teens. That's when the commission was formed. It's appointed by the Republican and Democratic parties, which is no surprise. That's how you get on that commission. And so they have put in place, like they have in states for ballot access and everything else, they put in barriers that make it virtually impossible for a third-party candidate or an independent candidate to get to the debate stage as a candidate for president.
But it's not a law, right? It's just a bunch of people that came up with an idea. Why are we following this? Why aren't we just ignoring it?
Well, they're running the debates.
Okay, so why don't we have? I don't understand. The RNC actually just quit the Commission on Presidential Debates because they wanted to have Trump come on and he wouldn't do it, and they wanted to follow rules and not say crazy stuff and not be Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Why not just ignore this whole thing and just walk in with your candidate and say, listen, I'm here for a debate, and there is nothing in the Constitution or any law that says I have an actual party, that why can't I be here?
The two parties have collaborated directly and indirectly
colluded
for years
colluded.
with the media, with the major networks. And that's where the debates are shown. We've had debates in recent presidential campaigns of
Like
third party and independent
more local
candidates.
more local
But
level.
nobody listens to them because they're not run on the major networks.
That's it. Okay, yeah.
So if people start putting pressure on, I mean, networks are dead anyway. But if people started putting pressure on them, then this, I mean, this is something that we could make a change, right? I mean, we could, if we stop paying attention to this, if we stop listening to this, if people just stop doing it and saying we're not going to pay attention anymore to this crap until we have, more voices out there and more choices and more voices. I mean, that's something that we can kind of do, right? We can kind of make it a non-thing where they have to let you guys in instead of making this silly thing.
Well, you're right about, and this goes back to education again, but you're right about the fact that the power potentially, theoretically, exists with those of us who vote in America. Now, the people who don't vote, and you just shared some of those statistics, really are not players. Their lives are determined by politics. Their fates are determined by politics, not just theirs, but their children and their grandchildren. And yet they get on the sidelines and maybe complain, but that's all they do. So they're not players unless they start voting. But if they start voting, they can have tremendous influence on how this process works. But they've got to quit voting for just R's and D's, because the process that you just described, Matt, has been created and sustained by the R's and D's on purpose. So why would they change it?
No, I like that concept. And listen, I appreciate you being on. I
need to make one correction. Go ahead. Jim, I think you said your website's theallianceparty.com.
Yeah, you have to put THE in front of it. Theallianceparty.com.
Right. I think you said theamericanparty.com.
Yeah, I wrote that down. Okay. Yeah.
So it's the Alliance Party, theallianceparty.com, and it's a really good website. The website's really, really well done. It's very upfront, very informative. It's good. Yeah. So I would encourage our listeners to go. Check it out.
I do like the concept. And if we got any big time, I mean, I don't know who in America listens to this show. I honestly don't know why anybody does. But if there's any big time rich people, I mean, this is your chance to be a player in this. I mean, if you've got enough money, all it takes. I mean, Ronald Reagan. I mean, look at how George Bush's idiot son became president of the United States.
Which one? Oh, yeah.
That guy. I want you to think about how easy it is to be president of the United States if you've got enough money and name recognition.
Well, and Jeb Bush, got on the debate stage, even though he never got. I mean, but he got there because
that's
obviously,
truly idiot.
But obviously because he's a Bush. Yeah, because remember it was Clinton Bush for basically 16 years. Until that cycle was broken.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And the beauty of it is Bill Clinton's very intelligent wife almost became president of the United States if she wasn't such a buffoon.
Well, the funny thing is,
she won the
popular out of her own way.
Bernie Sanders was actually going to be the nominee, but they couldn't let that happen because they were so scared they were going to lose the general election. So they actually did an end around to get her the nomination. So she wasn't even going to be she shouldn't have even been the nominee, if you look at it. So
I guess. All right. So Jim, I love your the slogan you guys have is "Own Your Future," right? I mean, I like that slogan. That's what you guys have for your T-shirts, and the concept is you gotta vote. I mean, that is really that thing. So if you had something to say to all the non-voters, all the people who can vote and don't vote, what would be that thing that you would say? What do you think? Is there something you could say to them, or something that you do say to people who don't vote to get off their butts and in a year go to the polls? And yeah, I hate Trump and I hate Biden. Give them a reason to just vote for you guys.
Well, first of all, I know people, and I'm sure the three of you do too, who say they have no interest in politics. And I always say to them, well, you may not be interested in politics, but politics is interested in you. It's interested in you, your children, your grandchildren. It's interested in the kind of life that you're going to lead. So you better pay attention to it and you better get involved with it, because it's going to determine your fate, not just for the present, but for the future. As far as voting for someone other than a Republican or a Democrat, the argument you run into, and the parties have done a great job with this, is the spoiler argument.
Yep.
And I'm sure you've heard of this.
Such crap, such garbage.
Cornell West.
It is crap. Yep. It is crap. But you've got, again, it's an education challenge. You've got to tell people that, most of our districts are gerrymandered. Most of our states are not swing states. In this next presidential election, unless you're a voter in one of 4 or 5 states, and even in those states, unless you're a voter that resides in some very specific swing counties or districts, your vote really will not count. So you can throw your drop of blue paint in the paint bucket, or your drop of red paint in the paint bucket, the red paint bucket, but it's not going to make any difference for most Americans where in the places most of us live. If you want to make a difference with your vote, if you want it to show up, if you want it to count, vote for an independent or a third-party candidate. They may not win, but the other 2 parties are watching that. Those polls, Matt, that you just talked about at the beginning of the program, that shows that the largest group of voters now identify as independent, not Republican or Democrat. Mm-hmm. They see that. They see that trend coming. But you know what they also see? Most of those people, if they vote, continue to vote Republican and Democrat, even though they call themselves independent. Because when it comes right down to it, they're scared of the spoiler argument, and they have such a habitual behavior. They've been voting R, they've been voting D. It's a lot of hard work to be an informed voter. And so lazy people, and there's a lot of us, just pick a team. I'm for the Denver Broncos, or I'm for the Green Bay Packers. I don't have to know everybody.
You just picked 2 Doc, you just picked 2 terrible teams. I mean, both those teams suck.
Well, that's what we're stuck with right now. 2 bad
that was
teams.
Good. That's what I wanted.
That's right.
So they pick the R. They pick the R or the D, and that's what they go with.
All right. Listen, I really appreciate you being on, man. We've had people from different parties and everything, and every time somebody comes on, honestly, I learn something new and interesting. So we really appreciate you being on, and wish you all the best. And believe me, Teddy and I don't vote. I haven't voted in a long time, man.
I plan on voting,
but I'm voting for a third party.
I'm kind of fired up now.
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
I'm voting for a third party.
Talk. I need a little pep talk.
And I'm going to encourage everybody that I know that doesn't vote, or anybody that hasn't voted and they can, just go in and vote for a third party and get some more voices up there. And we don't have to listen to all the crap that we listen to all the time. Maybe we can get something actually done.
I've never missed an election, local or federal, but this is the first election coming up. The primaries in Illinois, we have primaries in Illinois, and then the presidential election in November of 2024. This is actually the first time I'm really considering an independent, a different party.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not. I've got 4 registered voters in my house now, and I don't know. It's really interesting. I'm glad you're talking about the whole, the spoiler thing that the 2 parties are trying to pitch on everybody. It's either us or them, or you play the spoiler. That has to be dispelled, and I think that once that's dispelled, you're going to see an influx of independent voters.
Well, you guys are. It sounds to me like you're part of this growing group of Americans who are so dissatisfied and so frightened of the current state of affairs with the 2 major parties that they're going to start changing their behavior. Yeah. And that's what we have to have. And my God, if the 3 idiots can change their behavior, anyone can.
Anyone can.
God bless you, Doctor. God bless you.
Oh,
well
man.
said. Well said.
Dr. Rex, thanks so much for being on, and we wish you all the best luck.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you. I really enjoyed the program.
Thank you, Doctor.
Keep it up.
All right, take care. Oh, man. You know what? No one. Truer statement has ever been spoken.
Well, I got to tell you something. TheAllianceParty.com. You just go on there and read stuff. There's not a lot of BS. It's straightforward.
Yeah.
It's pretty clean. It's well done. I'm not going to knock them, but I mean, they're not like most other parties that it's hard to get a good quality candidate, right?
That's going to be the hardest
biggest
thing.
problem.
Well, look,
that's going to be the hardest
It's the most frustrating thing for me is why doesn't somebody who could actually turn the tables get behind one of these parties like the Alliance Party and make it their own party? They would support them.
But you know what? I think it's like a lot of things, man. Okay, so say you're wealthy, well-known, whatever. Once you, I mean, being a famous actor, being a famous this or doing whatever, okay, that's one thing. When you run for politics, they are going to shitbag you to death. They're going to find
Ralph Nader.
Yeah, but they're going to find every terrible.
they made him a bad guy, right?
Yeah.
Ralph Nader's a bad guy.
Yeah,
all
well,
of a
who's-
sudden.
They made Ralph
and-
Nader a bad
And
guy.
who's the I can't remember her name. Jill something. She ran for as an independent the last election cycle. And
Scott?
they
Was
always
it
say
Jill's-
they
Something like that.
they always
yeah.
say the same thing, like, "Oh, she siphoned off votes from Joe Biden." Like when an
That's
independent runs,
stupid.
that's their
It's not even real.
That's their go-to move. They're
Oh.
siphoning off votes from this candidate.
Yeah, it's
and
not real
therefore
because
this candidate. Yeah.
because Dr. Rex is right. I mean, most everything is predetermined. I mean, if we're in Illinois,
it's
not
gonna
going to be a
Democrat.
Republican. We're
Yeah.
going to elect a Democrat,
Well,
right? But that's just the people who vote. If we get the people who don't vote,
Yeah.
then that changes everything.
Well, like California is the best example. They have the most delegates, but every election cycle, no matter come hell or high water, they always vote Democrat. Right? So there's no Republican, which is funny because Reagan was the governor of California before.
California.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's that's the go-to place for Democrats to get those delegates, and I think it's like 100, whatever. It's a huge amount. It's like New York, and California have the most delegates.
Yeah.
So and they always vote Democrat.
Right. That's what he means. I mean, like if you're a Republican and you live in those places,
Mm-hmm.
unless it really doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
You're just wasting a vote. You're just walking in, and you know what you're doing. You're just jerking off at the polls because what you're doing makes no difference whatsoever.
Yeah, but I
so
think
if you
it's-
just go ahead and you say, "Fuck it, I'm just going to vote for. I don't care. I'm going to vote for a third party, and I want." Some other voices, and if maybe it might not be good for me, but maybe it'd be good for my kids, and I don't ever have to have a George Santos. I don't have to have a Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't have to have an 85-year-old Joe Biden.
Yeah.
I don't have to have a serial narcissist in Donald Trump. I don't have to have any of these people. I can get a real person who really wants to do real things. Yeah.
Well, a good example of what the doctor mentioned, he goes like always picking the lesser of two evils. Look at the Pennsylvania Senate race between John Fetterman, who did get elected to the Senate, and Dr. Oz, obviously the talk show guy Oz. So Fetterman, obviously through no fault of his own, had a stroke, like a major stroke.
Yeah, but I think he's fine now. I do. I think he seems fine.
Seems fine. Okay.
He made fun of Matt Getz, so that's
Okay,
all I know.
okay.
Yeah. Matt. I think it was Matt Getz who made fun of him. He said,
Well, that's the first thing that comes back is your sense of humor.
Yeah, he came here in sweats and a hoodie, and Fetterman's just like, you know what? And I think these were his words. He goes, fuck what I'm wearing. He goes, why don't you do something, you piece of shit? He goes, yeah. He goes, why don't you actually help people? He goes, because you're not doing shit. He goes, you're worried about me, how I dress. He goes, yeah. Why don't you actually do something?
Yeah.
Oh, and I was going to mention this too, real quick. I didn't mention this to the doctor, but the election cycles here are way too long. I mean, we talk about this for years. In Korea, the election cycle is 2 weeks. That's it to elect the president of Korea.
I think
But-
he
but
alluded
we
to
allow
that. You're
it.
right, Ted.
Yeah.
He alluded to that. How long it starts
I
like
mean,
now.
we're literally talking about like as soon as when Joe Biden got elected, they were already talking about who they're going to run in 2024.
Because there's only two.
Yeah.
If there were 5 or 6,
Yeah.
you wouldn't even listen to all the crap.
Yeah.
Because the First Network and Newsmax and all these things that are just so pushing one side, and then you have to have a CNBC, you have to have an MSNBC, you have to have these different stations now that push the other side, and it's just constant.
Yeah.
They have nothing to talk
Well,
about.
that's what he mentioned.
It's 24 hours a
that's
day.
That's what he talked about. It's like career politicians. They start running for re-election
as soon as they get elected.
And that's what he had said.
Yeah.
That's a problem. Yeah,
Well, it's a
an
cash
issue.
cow. It's a
Yeah.
cash cow. It's just like, okay, for example, Dianne Feinstein at the age of 90 passed away, and they're celebrating her life in Congress, whatever, in the Senate.
shouldn't have a life in Congress.
Well, here's the thing. She should have been retired 30 years ago.
No,
She should have been retired 30 years ago. Why is she still there?
Right. You should never have a
Yeah.
life in Congress. You know what you should
Yeah.
have? A short time in Congress
Yeah.
because your term was up
Yeah.
and nobody wanted you back,
Yeah.
and you don't get a
Yeah.
you know what? You don't get a pension for doing something for 8 years.
Oh, and they
You-
get don't
yeah,
forget about
but
the
you
pension.
don't get that.
Don't forget
But you
about
don't get
that
a pension for
yeah.
doing something for 8
Yeah.
years. Nope. At no point should anyone who's ever elected for any office get a pension.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's for
it's
life.
a short-term thing.
Yeah.
You can garner that into something else. But yeah, you don't get a fucking pension. I have to work 35 years
Yeah.
to get a full pension. And if that piece of shit, Santos, doesn't get, and he still might get convicted and still might be able to get a fucking pension.
Aren't they getting him for identity fraud? I mean, it's like a new charge against this guy every day.
They're getting him for
It's-
life
it's-
fraud.
it's
They're getting him for life fraud. All right, Mark, are you ready for your Mark's movie mentions?
Yeah.
Okay. Teddy, you are about to be supplanted. Everybody loves your No, it's not going to be. But you know what everybody loves?
Did you look up
Mark's
supplanted?
movie.
Did you look up supplanted before
Yes.
you got here?
Yes.
Okay.
Shut up. I know big words, you dickbag.
Are you a botanist?
So one of the things that everybody is talking about on our social media is Mark's movie mentions. Yeah,
That's good.
They
I'm glad
love.
it's trending.
They love the movies.
Yeah.
In fact, we were golf with my buddy Pete, and weirdly enough, he obviously listens to the show all the time.
I love
He
Pete.
said he loves both of your movies that you did, and then he didn't listen to the third. He didn't see the third one yet, but he's gonna watch that one because the first two were awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, and he did say
forgot
that
what the third
Electric
one was.
Horseman, Lady in White.
Oh
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
you guys didn't watch it yet.
I haven't watched it.
It's
yeah.
such a timely theme too.
I
The
watched.
next one's coming.
You know what I watched? Death Race 2000.
Excellent.
Yeah, the worst. Oh my god, 1980s. I mean, movies. 1980s sci-fi movies are
Is it
possibly
Stallone
the
in there?
worst. Was he?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
don't know, man. I was watching. I was drunk. I was kind of watching it. Okay, so you are ready, so I can do my little thing here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I get to sing now. It's Mark's Movies Mentions. He picks winners. It's Mark's Movies Mentions. They're all good with dinners. It's Mark's Movies Mentions. He's gonna like you're gonna like his picks. It's Mark's Movie Mentions. Will there be some tricks?
Hopefully my bit's better than the song.
Eat
There-
a bet.
I
It's
mean,
hard to
There's
what?
like back-to-back M's,
My
like too many
eyes-
M's.
yeah.
It's like she
Yeah.
sells seashells by the seashore. It's just too much.
He
You
did
can't-
a
you can't
cross-eyed.
say that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am. Man, it actually is really. For some reason,
Mark's
it's just really
Movie
difficult to read this. All right, so Mark's Movie Mentions are brought to you by the Association of Lesbian Horse Trainers. Some horse trainers are lesbians. It's time to get over it. All right.
I've moved past it already. Go ahead.
I only hire lesbian horse trainers, by the way, for my stable.
How would you know? Do you have? I don't think you can ask.
No, I just guess.
I thought
Oh,
you
so
I
I
thought
fi-
you took a horse
have
tranquilizer before
gaydar.
you gave that movie mention.
I have gaydar, man. You didn't know that?
No, I did not know that. So I actually filled out a job application for a college, and it was a Catholic college.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think Moody Bible Institute. Can I
Yeah.
say that? I
Yeah,
can't.
heard of them.
If I can't say that, I'll edit
Are
it.
you kidding me?
Like 8 of the questions were all about Christ, and I had to and then the one that I didn't answer that I said was personal is it was like, what church do you belong to? And I'm just like, so I kind of lied. I'm lying about all this stuff, and I'm just like, this is personal. I'd rather not share that.
You're
right
going
now.
to hell.
Yeah. So if I get this job, I have to
Satan?
pretend. I have to pretend the entire time that I believe in God. So I was like this, like, oh, what about dinosaurs? I'd be like, dinosaurs? No,
No, man.
no such thing as fucking dinosaurs. Yeah. You know what? It's a liberal media lie. Did you hear anything in the Bible about Jesus making dinosaurs? Then he didn't.
Was he riding?
Did Jesus make things?
He was riding a Brontosaurus.
Yeah. No, Jesus didn't make anything, right?
They asked
His
you
whole,
about
He was a
French-
carpenter.
oh, so he did
made a
make
lot of-
things.
he made a lot
to
of
make
stuff.
dinosaurs. He did not. Did he make dinosaurs? I don't know. But yeah, I'm just thinking.
I thought he was a stand-up philosopher.
Yeah. Oh, you're a stand-up philosopher. You philosophized this last week. I love that's history of the world. But yeah, I felt weird about that because I want the gig. It seems super easy. It's a remote gig, but then I'm going to have to pretend all the time. I'd be like, man, I went out and got saved. Yeah. All right, do your thing, man.
All right. So the movie I want to mention is it just came out. I was excited about it. I saw the previews about a month ago, but it just came out. It's an Amazon Prime movie, so it's free to Prime members. It's called Totally Killer.
I saw the thing for that.
It's Scream meets Back to the Future, and it works. So it takes place Halloween 2023, small town USA, 2,000 people. There's a Sweet 16 killer, and he returns after 35 years. So 35 years ago, 1987, he killed 3 16-year-old girls. Crime was never solved. They never caught the killer, and everybody still lives in the same town. So now all these people
Not everybody.
no,
There's
except
three
for the
people.
three.
3 people
But,
that don't.
but all the people that were in high school when this all happened are now adults in the town.
Oh God.
So it starts modern day. The lead character, Jamie, her mom was friends with 3 of the girls. And I don't want to give too much away, but she basically accidentally travels back in time to 1987. And it's like,
time travel.
it's awesome. I just
Nope.
said it's Scream
Nope.
meets Back to the Future, and it works. I'm not joking. It's awesome, and I'll tell you why. So it becomes almost a true crime because she goes back to 87, and she wants to crusade to find the killer and stop him before he can kill the girls
So
that
she
he killed.
she knows they're going to get killed.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
why
yeah.
that's why it's time
She's
travel.
from now.
It's awesome.
Could she pick me the winning Powerball numbers as long as she's back there too?
Yeah, well, it
You know
doesn't
what?
get that.
Hold on, Mark. I win. I said that Ted would mention getting the Powerball
Yeah, you're
numbers
right.
immediately.
Yeah.
Or just tell me who wins the Kentucky Derby back in '87.
Well, now
So I
you're
can
going Back
so I
to
can-
the
so I
Future
can
Part
parlay
2
that.
or Part 3, I think that was. No, Part 2. So anyway, there's what's great about it is you know how I love the '80s. I grew up in the '80s. I was born in 1973. I love the '80s. So there's a lot of playing '80s stuff, and I love it because here you got kids from 2023 with their parents who grew up in the '80s. And like me and one of them get to go back and meet their future parents, and many of the other adults are still living in the same town. So there's all these references, and now she's back there and she meets her parents. It's really well done. They even mentioned Scream and Back to the Future in the movie. It works on every level. There's lots of funny situations. It's gory. The best description is it's Scream meets Back to the Future.
Yeah, but
And
I
those
don't,
are two
I
great
don't like
movies.
time travel movies. I don't like time travel books. I don't like time travel movies.
Well, you
It
don't have to
doesn't
like
play
it.
out.
This
Which is
isn't
weird
about
because you like science fiction, which is weird that
Right,
you wouldn't like time travel.
but time
Oh, it's directed-
travel
and
doesn't
it's
play
di-
out.
It's directed by Shaka Khan.
Are you fucking with me?
It's direct. The director's last name is Khan. I'm not sure if the first name is Shaka.
Shaka Khan.
It could be
Shaka Khan.
something. It could be another Khan.
Shaka Khan, let me slash you. Let me slash you, Shaka Khan.
It's great. It really is good. It's called Totally Killer.
All right.
It's on Prime. Just came out.
Just came out, so it's new release. Okay.
It just came out
Cool.
less than a week ago, I believe.
Yeah, no, I saw it.
Check it out. It's good.
Yeah.
Believe me. And hey, I watched it with my wife, and I said I saw this preview a month ago, and I really want to see it. And so we watched together on Friday night. She loved it as well. She's like, "This was really good." I'm like, "I know."
Does she just? Do you think is there any chance
No
that she
chance.
just says that so you shut the fuck up about it?
No,
right? And you guys won't have an argument.
No, Totally Killer. Check it out. It's lighthearted. It's not as
It's a lighthearted, murdered. Kids are murdered.
It's awesome. Scream was like that too.
It wasn't lighthearted.
A lot
It was
of
a lot
humor
of
in
murder.
it.
I don't.
Leave her alone. There's a lot of funny stuff in that movie.
Okay.
Totally
All right.
Killer.
Yeah.
Check it out, kids.
Check it out.
Yeah, I'm just not a. I'm not a time travel guy. It fucks
Forget about
shit
the
out
time
of me.
travel part.
It's an integral part of the whole thing.
But that's what makes the movie
Didn't
so
Ray
good.
Bradbury have a time travel book back in the day, like where people went back in time and the guy stepped off the path and squashed a butterfly? When he came back to the future, like everything was different because that butterfly
Yeah,
he fucked up everything.
I
That's
don't
where the
remember-
term butterfly effect comes from.
Yeah,
but it wasn't
yeah.
called the butter. Was it called the butterfly effect or something else?
No, well, now it's called the
I'll
butterfly
tell you what's
effect.
a good
Oh, Ashton
Ray
Kutcher.
Bradbury.
Ashton Kutcher.
The butterfly effect. Yeah,
Yeah,
he did that.
yeah.
Something Wicked This Way Comes.
Oh, I heard of
Great
that.
book.
Yeah.
Great book. Movie was pretty decent too, but a great.
What's
book.
that about? I heard of that.
It's about a carnival
Mm-hmm.
of death.
Oh, there's carnivals in this movie too.
I fucking hate carnivals.
Awesome.
Clowns.
Actually, most of the movie takes place in a carnival.
They creep me out.
So I went to a
Totally
wax,
killer.
wax
Yeah.
museums.
I went to a haunted house in a carnival, and a guy jumped out, and he had a lightsaber with like glowing paint.
A real lightsaber?
Yes, a real lightsaber, and so he's made out of wood, and he jumped out, and I screamed so loud that I scared him, and he hit me right in the head and knocked me out cold, right in the haunted house. My buddies. Well, actually, some people dragged me out. My buddies kept on going.
See, you know what you
How
would
old are
like?
you? 28?
Yeah,
No.
you were 28.
No.
You know what you like about this movie? What's really funny, I forgot to mention it, is that there's a lot of references to what you could do and say and how you could be in the 80s versus what you could do, say, and how you could be in 2023. It's so fucking
Like abortion?
funny. Just like all this different shit. And she's like, so she's back in 1987, and she's like, really? Really? That's it? She's flabbergasted by all the different things that you could
like
do.
how kids could buy ninja stars.
Anything. It's hilarious. And that's such a funny part of the movie too. It's like every scene is like she's like, "Oh, okay." Like she's like,
Yeah,
"That's
well,
a thing."
that's called we talked about the Overton's window, which is like whatever epoch of time you live in. Certain things are socially acceptable versus other epochs of time where you can't say those things anymore. So you have to recognize the period of time and what society you're living in, where certain things are socially acceptable. And sometimes people don't get the memo, and those people get canceled. So
I do want to do. I want to do this because I'm. No, Ted's right, but Killers of the Flower Moon. I'm reading that book right now.
So I was going to mention that. Do you know how long that movie is? I think it's 3 hours and 50.
was like Dances with Wolves
Minutes.
Part 5.
No, is it really?
It is.
I
it
didn't
is
know that.
3
I
hours and 50
I know
minutes.
it's a Prime.
There is a
it's
movie.
an Amazon movie.
Oh, I thought it was a real movie.
It's in the theaters. Yeah, but it's a.
So you would have to sit there for 4. I mean, once you have
I didn't know that. Are you
previews
sure?
and stuff. Yes, take a look at the running time. 4 hours.
Wear the astronaut
The
diaper.
book's not that
Wear the
long.
astronaut diaper so you don't have to get up and use the bathroom.
Everything that happened
Well,
in
you
the book.
can make a book. I mean, if you.
But
if you-
everything that happened in the book literally
That's
happens.
what I mean. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's crazy.
Pop an
It is-
edible.
Could you,
Get hyper focused.
dude? You know what? I haven't watched a movie all the way through in, I don't know, 5 years.
Yeah, I don't
What,
think I
what,
like
can't.
what
It's
happens?
hard
Do you
to-
just get up and walk away?
No,
or what
I
do you-
just.
Oh my
once I
God,
figured
3
it out-
hours and 26 minutes.
26 minutes. Okay.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
I don't remember the last
Ted,
time
if
I
can-
saw a movie
like I
that
said,
long.
I think I
Bram
told somebody
Stoker's
yesterday.
Dracula was long. Maybe about yeah.
But if I can figure it out in 20 minutes, why would I watch the end? If I know exactly what's going to happen, why would I watch
How
it?
long was The Good, the Bad, the Ugly?
That was actually a long movie.
Was it?
I like that movie.
That was a great movie.
I didn't know.
Oh,
I didn't
man.
know the ending of that one until I came. So that was a good one. Yeah.
That's it. You know what? Why don't they ever make any of those?
Is that considered?
Like
a
remake
is that
those.
considered a spaghetti western?
Yeah, those
Yeah,
are all
yeah.
spaghetti
Oh, for
westerns.
sure,
yeah.
Because he was making them in Italy.
That was 3 hours.
Yeah.
That was very
Yeah.
long for
The Good,
yeah.
Bad, and the Ugly was 3
Yeah, that
hours
was a
long.
2
long
hours and
movie.
58 minutes.
That
I
was
know
a
it was
long
long
movie.
because when you get it gets to an hour and a half, and then it's like a whole nother movie.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the
It's
half
like
of the
it's like a
movie
mo-
is
it's like a
setting
movie-
up the movie.
No, you know what it's like?
Yeah,
it's like
it
like
is.
the movie.
Yeah, once he gets involved in all that other
like
stuff.
Full Metal Jacket. It's almost like two movies in one. There's the
Oh,
basic,
that's
there's
for
the
sure.
basic
That's a
training,
big time,
and then there's
yep.
like when you go to war. So it's like complete two
And
different.
you know what?
movies, yeah.
Almost 80% of everybody hasn't seen what you're saying right now, Ted. Nobody's seen the second half.
Really?
All everyone talks about is the boot camp part of the movie.
Yeah.
That's
F. Lee Ermey is the drill
yeah.
instructor. Yeah, yeah.
No, that's
That
where
was classic,
that's
yeah.
where Oh Me So Horny. That's where that
well,
song.
no, that's
remember-
after.
Yeah,
that's
that
after
was.
boot camp. Though.
Yeah,
that's when
yeah.
he gets in.
But
that's
that's what it
that's
was.
the
yeah.
song.
That's the
That's,
song. Yeah. Two Live Crew.
So
or
they
Live Crew, yeah.
sample
Yeah.
that from the movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
Matthew.
he's so
That's
horny.
Matthew
Yeah.
McConaughey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, they
man.
sample him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that is.
What do I get for $10?
You get everything.
Is this
Oh,
you, John
man.
Wayne? Is this me?
Dude, that is. You know what? I'm gonna work out for like the first time in like 4 or 5 days because I haven't been feeling well, and I'm going right to Eazy-E, Two Live Crew, and NWA. For
I was
the whole
listening
workout.
to Public Enemy yesterday.
Oh man, I love. Okay, so this kind of fits. You guys know I think the Olympics are stupid, right? Are you guys Olympics watchers? Do you give a shit at all about
I mean,
the
My-
Olympics?
I do like Olympic
We
weightlifting.
do.
I do like certain events, like fencing,
Like the ones that are never broadcasted.
biathlon.
Which once again has nothing to do
the
with
most
sex.
obscure, the
It
most
has
obscure.
nothing to do with
I like
sex.
the obscure events that people train.
Yeah.
their whole
that aren't
life.
whole
on, that aren't on
lives.
TV.
They
Ted
get
can't
paid
even watch
They
them.
paid $0 for. Yeah, but Olympic weightlifting's kind of cool. You know,
My wife's from Minnesota,
Diving-
so the Winter
diving's kinda
Olympics
cool.
is big in our household.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So they've added some new sports that are coming up in the 2024 and 2028 Olympics.
Yep.
Okay. You ready? Surfing is going to be one.
Yep.
And I think surfing is kind of
It's
cool.
kind of cool. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
popular. Yeah,
Surfing
super
seems
popular.
pretty
It's,
cool.
it's another sport where it's completely opinionated, where any
Yeah,
judge
it's
can
judges.
say that was better than that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, the judging thing is
Yeah.
kind of
like
hard.
Gymnastics is hard to judge. in
that's
my
hard to
opinion.
judge. Yeah.
Lacrosse is going to be on there.
Okay.
I can't tell if I like lacrosse. Like I think I do, but I think I don't.
Do you like soccer?
I do like soccer.
Do you like baseball?
I do like soccer.
Do you like
I
hockey?
baseball. I like hockey.
You'll go
Golf was in
Hockey?
the Olympics.
Hockey?
Yeah,
Golf was in
that's-
the Olympics.
that's stupid.
But it's
It
always the
shouldn't be.
pro. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just like
They should have
cricket.
mini golf.
Cricket is going to be in the Olympics, and I have to tell you right now, Jack and I we found
cricket's kind of cool.
we found like a British sports station, and they do cricket. And I will tell you right now, if you're fucked up, watching cricket is the coolest. It is just cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm gonna
It's
call
cool.
that should be a Manning cast.
Cricket,
Dude,
I'm
gonna
telling
call
you right
Payne
now,
right now.
if you got a couple people that were just figuring out how to do it, that'd be a lot of fun. It's a really cool thing. But those sports are bullshit sports because
Compared
the
to?
most important sport that is coming, and I don't remember if this is 2024 or 2028 is. Are you ready? Breaking
Oh, breakdancing.
Break
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
dancing.
Is it really? That's coming back.
Break dancing
Yeah.
is
Wow.
going
I
to
did not-
be
I did not know
an
that.
Olympic.
That's amazing.
Ted, when I found this out yesterday, I didn't even say anything
Yeah.
to you guys because I didn't want to have this in your head.
Yeah.
I am so fucking excited.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Break dancing. Could you imagine? Listen,
pretty hard.
listen, but now we get to hear all those. It's going to be all good music now. It's going to be. It's got to be 80s.
You know who they
music,
beat
right?
out? What sport it beat out? Beer pong. Beer pong. It was breakdancing or beer pong.
You know, I remember back in the 80s.
Neither one are a sport. I mean, it's. I mean, breakdancing isn't even a
It's
fucking
hilarious.
thing
No,
anymore.
no, you know what's
It's-
funny?
It's like they're only like 40 years late.
Why breakdancing and not ballroom dancing?
Right. Right. It doesn't make any sense. Breakdancing isn't even a thing.
But here's the thing I don't understand. Okay, I don't understand professionals playing in the Olympics. Like, okay, U.S. Olympic basketball, I
Yeah, it
get it,
doesn't-
but they're not. You're supposed to be amateurs. These are like, okay, you're just taking.
That's because everybody else was using their
No, but
pros.
it's like if I was on America's Got Talent and it's like, oh, here's Elvis Presley and the top 5 recording. Here's Celine Dion and Elvis
Yeah, but
Presley
Ted,
and
we
me.
didn't start using pros until like 1992.
But we
after we
shouldn't
lost
use-
in basketball.
Yeah,
Right.
but we shouldn't use them. That's the whole point because it's an amateur Olympic.
Well, everybody
sport.
else
It's-
does,
it's
and we
literally-
wanted to win.
Yeah.
Oh, we want to win. Okay, why'd you say so?
Yeah.
But it's literally, it's amateur athletics.
Yeah, it's amateur athletics.
But it's not.
Not
It's
no
not
more.
anymore.
Yeah.
Not in the morning.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah, that's
I
why
don't-
it's stupid.
Yeah, I've already seen all the pros play basketball.
Oh, and by the way, the U.S. They didn't even win. I think that whatever Olympics they were in, they lost to like Lithuania or something. They didn't even win the gold medal, so which is funny. So
So we're just losers anyway. But yeah, so dude, when I found this out, and this is what I thought right away, and you guys probably have no idea. Oh, it's coming in Paris. I'm sorry, it's coming in 2024.
Oh, you know who
Breaking.
won the basketball with amateurs? Bobby Knight.
really,
Fuck
When Bobby
Bobby
Knight
Knight.
coached,
okay.
yeah, they won.
Yeah, fuck
That's
Bobby
cool.
Knight. So this is what I'm excited
Michael Jordan
about.
was on that team, though.
No,
Did you guys? I mean, are you guys familiar with like Break In and Break In 2?
Yeah,
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 I,
I know those
I didn't
movies,
see
yeah.
Breaking 2.
Well,
but
You
I
didn't
grew
see
up-
Break In 2 Electric Boogaloo?
grew up
Maybe
in
I
the
did.
'80s. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Maybe
so
I did. I don't
as soon
know.
as I found out yesterday, I did some research.
Is that one? 2 is Electric Boogaloo, right?
Yeah, Breaking 2 is Electric Boogaloo.
Okay, yeah, I
right?
did see it. Then.
So I have, and I found out some things. And for anybody who's seen Break In or Break In 2, Shabba-Doo was in both of those.
Mhm.
Okay, that's his character. He has passed on.
I had a crush.
Unfortunately-
I had a
Okay.
crush on that girl. In
Lucinda
Break.
Dickey. Yeah. So Lucinda Dickey is still alive. There's a couple other characters that
Yeah.
are still alive, and I have contacted them.
Wow.
Hopefully we'll hear back from them.
That'd be cool.
But wouldn't that be the perfect person to have on, like as the announcer
Yeah.
for breaking, to have like somebody
That'd be
from
okay.
one of those shows?
just like gymnastics. So like they always have like Bart Connor, who was on the former Olympic team. He's always like him and
He
like
did one thing.
yeah. But I'm saying I'm saying like it's always like former like or what's his name, the guy with the skating.
Josh Brolin.
No, there's always
What was
there's
the
always
movie?
like the
Oh, that guy who does with Tara Lipinski.
yeah Danny Weir, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
pretty,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
pretty good. Yeah,
He
he's pretty
is-
good.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
great. Those two
hilarious.
are awesome.
The two of them,
He's-
They're
that's
unbelievable.
awesome, yeah.
those girls are just so good. He is
Dude,
just
I love
Yeah.
it.
he is
that is-
so fucking fabulous.
I remember the Russian
you-
team. The Russian team was like bitching out their athletes, and like he understands Russian, so he was actually like commentating what he's telling him. Yeah,
Yeah.
he did a fantastic
He-
job.
he's- yeah.
Johnny Weir,
Johnny Weir.
Johnny
and
Weir,
Tara
yeah.
Lipinski. Yeah,
The two of them
They're
Yeah.
great.
are they're one of the few
Top
times
notch.
when they were doing the Olympics the last
Yeah.
time that I actually got on, like I got online. He is and people freaked out because he's obviously
but
he's obviously gay.
he's obviously He's very flamboyant. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's I heard.
Well, he
That's what I
dresses
heard.
he dresses very
That's what I
flamboyantly.
heard.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the point he says, great
But-
announcer.
But they did a whole. I swear to you, the two of them.
Oh, yeah.
are just like two
Perfect.
besties that
Yeah.
they were just so hilarious.
Perfect. Yeah.
And they were
gold.
actually kind of fun together.
Actually, it's funny. I like watching Olympic skating just to hear their commentary versus
Yeah.
the Olympic skating.
Yeah.
That's how
I
good
couldn't
they
we
are.
care
do,
less
yeah,
about
that's how good
I
they
couldn't
are.
care less about the actual skating.
That's how good they are.
But to listen to
Yeah.
the two of them get pumped up and bullshit back together, like it's like a brother
I feel
and
like you're
sister
just
thing.
discovering this. They've been like this. It's been
Yeah,
12
no.
years.
Well, I don't watch that much. I mean,
No, my favorite
They've
one.
been good for a
I
long time.
love U.S. Gymnastics, where it's like he goes, oh, there's a tenth of a point. Oh, that's gonna cost him. Oh, that's that's big. That's big.
yeah, I'm watching some woman. Listen, I'm watching some girl, some woman
That's a tenth.
do
of a point.
3 flips in the air, right? Do 2 spins
Yeah.
and land on the ground and not die, and all they can do is go, yeah, that's a 1/10 deduction. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? That she three times and the spinner. Are you out of your fucking mind?
Yeah.
Let's celebrate the awesomeness of this.
No.
It doesn't have to just. I mean, it is.
No,
That,
they
that
gotta
stuff
they gotta break it down.
is
like
some of the
that.
most insanely
Yeah.
beautiful things
Yeah.
that you can see a person do, and at the end it's just like, well, she's gonna be pretty unhappy. Yeah, she looks like she's gonna be a loser.
What's amazing what you can train the
Loser.
human body to do. I mean, that's insane. So
It is. You know what? It's kind of wild like that, right? Like what
See that,
can't
Ted?
you do? Oh, you can live long and prosper.
Yeah.
yeah. The
Can
whole
you
world
do that,
can do
Ted?
that.
Can you separate?
just with that.
Yeah, not the
But
whole
but not
world.
this hand.
There are people that can't do that.
I can't.
All right. So last thing, are you guys good at math? Like seriously, I'm asking you a question. Are you guys
I
good at
used to
math?
be.
Just basic. Yeah. Nothing.
am, yeah.
Not like discrete mathematics or like high end stuff.
Algorithms and stuff like that?
Algorithms. Yeah.
No, I'm
Formulas.
gone with all that. My kids are
geometry.
way smarter than me in math now.
Yeah. Well, so I'm looking through this and I'm reading this thing, and there's a woman whose daughter, like 8 or 10 or whatever, and she sucks at math, and she's trying. She says she's very frustrated at why she sucks at math, but she's figured it out. It's not her daughter's fault.
She's a girl.
Nope. Wait. No. She suffers. Are you ready? There's a disorder where you're not good at math. It's called. This is so hard to say.
Calculatorism.
You are so close. Dyscalculia.
Okay,
Dyscalculia.
yeah, I know that's a
Yes.
big thing. Yeah,
Okay.
because now kids, you have to have a calculator in school now.
Well, this is a disorder where you're physically, emotionally, mentally, whatever. It keeps you from being good at math. So it explains. So if you're not good at math, you're not stupid. You suffer from this disorder called dyscalculia.
I'm getting a participation trophy vibe here.
Yeah, I feel like, and the funny thing is I'm reading through this article.
How about just say you're not good at something? It's okay.
Right. No,
Well,
no
we-
Problem
we all
now
can't be
because
good at
no one
anything,
pays
yeah.
cash for anything.
Yeah.
No.
So you don't use math in life like you used to.
How about just
Everyone
ask
give 'em a
it?
credit
Just ask
card.
AI.
Yeah,
Chat
but-
GPT it, baby.
But the doctor who came up was one of the people that came up with this and
Who
studied this.
made it up?
Yeah.
Who made it up? Yeah.
She said they're coming up with lots of new disorders
bet
for
they are.
people who can't do math.
Yeah.
So you should expect to understand why you're not good at math through one of these disorders. And I'm like, is one of them like stupidia? I mean, I'm like, is anybody who's not good at something? They're not dumb or they're not bad at it. They suffer from some sort of
Do
disorder.
we have a listener, Stupidia?
Yes. She's my favorite listener.
with a secondary diagnosis of coprophagia.
Well, so I was looking at it. There is another one, and this one makes a lot more sense. It's acalculia. Okay, and I thought I'm looking at this, and I'm like, oh, I'm getting ready to make fun of this. This is actually if your brain was damaged.
Kelly Culis?
No, if you're bad at math because your brain was actually damaged. So if you got into an accident and your brain is fucked up, or somebody hit you with something or whatever, you drank yourself into stupidity like me. Yeah, you possibly could suffer from this thing, but it's actually like denoted into your brain, not like dyscalculia, which is. Oh, you must suffer from this. Are you good at math? No, it's very confusing. Yeah,
You know what I want? I want one of those conditions where you get hit in the head, and then all of a sudden you could speak like 10 languages.
Yeah,
you know everything.
I was just going to mention
like
that.
where it awakens a part of the brain or something.
So
And that's
guy-
a true thing, right?
So
Chad?
real quick, true story. So some guy, he got part of his head chopped off by I think a helicopter propeller.
Yeah.
And then I think he could speak like fluent Portuguese and draw like these almost like Michelangelo, a guy with no artistic abilities previously, could literally draw
See, it's crazy.
the Sistine Chapel by just looking at it and just almost like a savant. Yeah. So it's amazing what the brain
And
can do.
there's another thing too. I just learned
some
about.
of the brain can do.
There's a story. It happened like in the early '90s, and I can't remember the athlete's name, but it was
Michael Jordan.
they were baseball players. They were at a training camp. He got electrocuted.
Okay.
So they're at training camp, and the one guy's like, he's like, "Hey man, how's your arm?" He goes, "How you doing?" He's like, "I'm doing all right, but my fucking shoulder, man. I'm like telling you right now, there's something going on with it." And this is a guy who's like, he always tinkered with his truck. He's like, he always shows up to camp with his beat up pickup truck, and he went home, and he was messing with the engine, and he got electrocuted, and all the pain in his arm went away. And when he saw him the next time at like spring training, he's like, "Dude, you're not going to believe this, man. I was messing with the distributor cap, and one thing happened, and I got shocked, and I flew back." And he's like, "Every ounce of pain I had in my shoulder was gone."
Is
It's
this
like
a Mark's
brand new.
movie mentions?
No, it's not a movie. It's a true story. And then somebody else confirmed that story. So they're talking about like there's some things with shock value. Not chopping your brain off.
Yeah,
but like if you
lobotomy, yeah. So
So first try to electrocute yourself, then fall back.
That's what they
is
were
chop your
joking
brain.
about. They're like, and this guy is like, "Dude, I swear to God," he's like, he thought he was gonna have to have surgery.
yeah, that's cool. Actually, that actually similar happened to me. I got bitten by a radioactive spider, and then all of a sudden, I could somehow detect stuff from
Still
miles
suck
away.
at golf.
You did.
I had to go to the emergency room and get a tetanus shot.
Ted,
It didn't
Ted
work.
instead of getting bit by a radioactive spider, he got bit by a radioactive mosquito, and now all he can do is go and just annoy the fuck out of
Ted
you.
cut himself on a bottle of Crown, and now from that point on,
He's
I don't know.
an alcoholic. Yeah, there you go. Congratulations.
I had to
All
get
right.
another bottle.
We're approaching the 138 mark. We want to be careful. I don't know how this works, but let's put a well, man, I was going to say let's put a thumb in this butt, but that doesn't make any sense. Teddy, last thought. I was going to end it. Put a thumb in.
Put a ring on it. No, I
There you
enjoyed.
go. That's
It
way
wouldn't be.
better.
It would be funny if you weren't standing in front of us naked and saying that.
Oh man, nobody's supposed to know that.
I enjoyed the banter in this particular episode, and I did enjoy our guest thoroughly, and I did learn some things that I otherwise didn't know. So thank you,
You
Doctor.
sound very creepy right now.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yeah, you sound, dude. You sound exactly like a guy who's like, just I don't know, like 7 middle schoolers. That's. I don't want 25 middle schoolers. Just 7 middle schoolers. In my basement. That's. Thank you, God. That's what I don't want to win the lottery. I just want 7. Yeah, middle schoolers.
I'd rather just win the lottery. Thanks.
Yeah, thank God. That was a test, Ted. Yeah, if you go like this, yeah, you know what? All right, Mark. Last thought.
I'm happy Dr. James Rex was on the show because he's a really good guy, and I think it's very interesting. And I will say, I'm just going to say, go out and vote. Just vote. Everybody just vote. If everybody voted who say there's going to vote, who say they are going to vote, I think it's going to be a different country. That being said, I hope we don't have any more politicians on for a long time.
No politicians for a long time.
Politic talk. There's so much going on the rest of Rocktober.
Breakdancing.
We got
breakdancing.
Yeah. So Matt's got a really good guest coming on. What's the guy's name?
So
he's
next
on.
week is Brad Weiss.
That's on Halloween.
Brad
right?
Weissman.
No, that's in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. No, next week.
Next week is
Yeah.
the
Next
average
week is
guy.
Brad Weissman, and he is a horror author.
Oh, this guy.
And
yeah.
we are going to talk horror. We're going to talk horror movies. We're going to talk horror books. Yeah, it is going to
Well, that's
be
kind of the same
awesome.
thing as politics, though, in a way.
Yeah, except that
It's
it's
horrible.
One of them is pretend, and the other one is horror movies. Yeah. But yeah, it should be totally awesome. And then on Halloween night, we are going to have a mentalist, a guy who can read people, Henrik Fexius. He is from.
I like that name.
I'm going to say he's from Sweden, maybe. Yeah, and it's going to be very. So I think it's going to be like, I don't know, like 1 in the morning, like 8 in the morning or something. I don't know what it was, but I was just like, you want to do this at our time? And he's like, yep, no problem, man. He goes. It might be weird that my family hears me talking, but yeah,
That's cool.
So yeah,
Oh, it.
I don't know how things work in other countries.
Is there a curfew in the Fexius house that we're not aware of?
There could be.
Okay,
That could be it. So yeah. So dude, I am super excited, and I'm like, I'm telling you, if I'm like Mark, listen, if you don't vote, here's what you got to do. Okay, go out and vote, and don't vote for a Republican or a Democrat in anything.
That's what I was gonna
Literally
say, yeah.
vote.
Well, I wouldn't tell
For
people how to
someone-
vote. Just go vote.
Yeah, but if you don't vote and you don't want to vote because you don't like either one, perfect. Go and vote for a third party and get somebody else involved so that they have to make new rules. The Democratic or the Commission on Presidential Debates, which, by the way, he's right. It is total bullshit. It was right after Ross Perot. I just looked it up. It was, and it was to make sure
It's all about the
that
networks
the
and
two
exposure.
of them, to make sure that those two parties are the only two parties we get to pick from. So you know what? You want to do something? Throw a monkey wrench in them and fuck them.
Yeah.
And vote for somebody else and change everything. You could listen. In 10 years, we could literally change the way we elect the president and governors and all these people just by getting all these different voices. And yes, some of them might be total douchebags.
But at least
they couldn't-
it's a change, yeah.
Right.
Because obviously these guys, the Republicans, Democrats, are just making shit up.
Right.
They're just making shit up to keep them in power. Is
Right.
what they're doing.
I
yeah,
mean,
so.
you honestly, could you get a bigger? I mean, Joe Biden is 60 years. Has he been elected for 60 years?
He's been at least 50 years. He's
50
been there.
years.
Yeah, 50
He's
plus
been
years.
elected to office. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's idiotic.
Yeah.
That's idiotic.
Yeah.
I mean, that's stupid.
Yeah.
And then having people who are elected to the Supreme Court for life.
Yeah, insane.
That doesn't even make sense. The concept of it is so bizarre that it doesn't make sense. If you wrote a movie that had those things in it, right,
Horror movie.
it would be a horror movie.
But you didn't mention
Yeah.
about the. Remember you were talking about the Independent Party, how they were registering voters.
Oh, yeah. So
That's the guy that we had on.
yeah. So the American Independent Party, they got a ton new people that registered for them, and I don't know if it was from us, but our buddy Mike Callahan told me, he goes, about 2/3 of the new people that they got thought they were registering as independents, not
Oh.
So they kind of fucking put a smoke and mirrors on.
Yeah,
it.
so not they're not going for they didn't think they were going for a party that was trying to elect Donald Trump as president. They thought they were registering as independents.
And the Independent Party
Yeah,
is actually backing Trump. That's their candidate for 2024.
yeah. So
it's a third party that has a candidate who's a Republican. That's how asinine some of these politicians are.
It is pretty
Linda,
silly.
Linda LaRouche, James Stockdale for president and vice president.
At this point, Ted, it wouldn't make much of a difference, and I would do it. All right, so listen up. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up. Super excited about it. Keep listening. Keep telling your friends. Hit us up on social media. Send us, voteforted.com or thereal3idiots.com. Voteforted.com is FORE. And let us know, man, and keep sending in your tips because, man, they are getting better and better. And the idea would be to totally and completely stump Ted. I would love that.
Stump the chimp.
Oh man, that's you know what? That's got to go up on the website. Stump the Chimp. I love that, Ted. We're talking about a different chimp.
I feel
character.
I feel befuddled
It's
already.
not you. It's
Different
Ted the
chimp.
character.
All right, man. Listen, have fun. We love everybody, except the people we don't. And we'll catch you guys next time.